So the dynamic scheduling algorithm, teams will be ranked from 1 to 20 within the region based on wins at the end of the season. And the teams will play teams from the other 3 regions with the same region ranking as them. And so all the teams that finish first, they're going to play each other. And the teams that finish last, they'll play each other. And then within the region, their division, cross-divisional games will do the same thing. It'll be ranked from 1 to 5. And teams that finish first in their division will play the other teams that finish first. So you get some really competitive games, and I think it would really do a lot of good for growing the game. So take Vanderbilt, for example. Vanderbilt went 2-10 in 2021, and for the 2022 season, they played 5 teams that finished in the AP Top 25 poll. 2 teams that were in the national championship game, and 1 team, Ole Miss, made it to the Sugar Bowl, and Wake Forest played in their conference championship. I might be wrong about that, but yeah, they're anchored to the bottom. So if you took the 2021 results, I've got the regions broken down by wins, and you can see how this would work. You would just go across the row for picking the cross-regional games. So say Alabama, they finished second. Georgia had 14 wins. Alabama had 13. And Alabama played Michigan, who went 12-2. They played Wake Forest, who went 11-3, and they play Oklahoma State, who went 12-2. And you look at Vanderbilt, who's at the very bottom, went 2-10. They play Kansas, who went 2-10. Connecticut, who went 1-11, and Arizona, who went 1-11. You look Auburn, you can see the divisions here. It's the same thing. The South is at the top. So Alabama was first in their division, but Auburn was last. So Auburn went 6-7. They would play Vanderbilt, who went 2-10, Georgia Tech, who went 3-9, and Texas, who went 5-7 for their divisional games. And you go over here, Auburn is 15th. They play Illinois, who went 5-7. Syracuse, who went 5-7, and Cal, who went 5-7. So they're in the same division, and you know, as a fan, Alabama fans, you're a season ticket holder. You're getting great football games to watch. You're getting some of the best college football teams coming into your stadium that you get to watch your team compete against, while Auburn is looking at who just had a rough season, like, hey, we can probably beat them. We got an opportunity to get some wins. And so the season would progress with the cross-regional games and then into the cross-divisional games and then to the annual games. And going into the end of the season, you would have a higher probability of having a really competitive playoff race, and it'd be a more exciting season. So your divisional games where Alabama and Auburn are playing at the end of the year could have playoff implications. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool opponents, and I went through here and broke down like each school who they would play based off of last season. So, you know, people can go through here and see what their school would be doing and what their other teams in their divisions and their regions and how it would stack up. And you can see Vanderbilt down here at the bottom. They would still have to play Ole Miss as their interdivisional rival. That's an actual rivalry that's being protected. The Vanderbilt's not that great. So have to play Clemson and Kentucky and Tennessee and South Carolina. So Clemson finished in the top of their division, and Clemson went 10-3. They'd have to play NC State, who went 9-3. Michigan State, who went 11-2. Oregon, who went 10-4. Georgia, who won the national title. Alabama, who was runner-up, and then Oklahoma, who went 11-2. Clemson would play Georgia Tech every year, and then they'd have to play the same divisional opponents as Vanderbilt for Kentucky, Tennessee, and South Carolina. Well, then here's some other divisions. Michigan's probably got the hardest schedule in the country. So the interdivisional rivals, if you and your interdivisional rival finish in the same place in the division standings, you play twice. So Michigan would play Notre Dame annually, and they finished first in their divisions. So they would play in South Bend and in Ann Arbor and have a rematch game. And I think that would be really exciting, especially since they would be, considered relatively equal competitors.